what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a meal prep with me, and I'm very excited about this one because all the recipes are kind of themed around fall. I am just in the fall spirit, even though today when I'm filming this video it was actually very hot out. I was like sweating when I was taking out my trash and doing stuff outside. I was like, wait, it's like not really fall, but I'm gonna pretend like it is. I'm having my pumpkin coffee you guys saw that I made in my little fall glass. Like, I am in fall mode fully, so we're gonna be making like just fall-ish themed recipes. They're just recipes that in my mind give off fall, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. There's gonna be 3 recipes in this video, and crossing my fingers that all of them turn out really well. But I am on a fitness journey. I have been for a very long time, but recently, like 2 months ago, I really locked in and I got kind of stricter with myself and was like, no, Molly, like if you want this, like you need to actually put in the work to do it. And ever since then, it's been about, I would say probably close to like 8 or 9 weeks. I have not skipped a beat. Like, I literally am so locked in, so tunnel vision on my goals. So meal prepping is really something that I think will help me a lot, especially because in a few weeks or a week, I don't really know exactly when, I'm gonna be starting a full-time job again. So I'm gonna be working Tuesday through Saturday, and my days are gonna be long. So I need to make sure that I have my meals planned, prepped, ready to go. So I feel like I wanna get back into the swing of things with meal prepping now, because it's gonna only get more overwhelming as time goes on. And I wanna kind of just make this a habit now, so that way when I start my job, it's just like, I meal prep. Like I said, I'm so tunnel vision on my goals, and I don't want anything to stop me from achieving the things that I'm like getting closer towards achieving. So I have those goals in mind, and I know that meal prepping will help me with that, because the worst thing in the world is working a full day, being starving all day because you didn't pack a lunch, you didn't have breakfast, and then you just want to like binge eat a ton of stuff, a ton of crap, and then, you know, like the cycle continues the next day. So I want to have breakfast, lunch, dinner ideas down before I start my job. Let's get started. I think the first thing we're gonna make is the breakfast. It's not really gonna be my breakfast, it's more so gonna be a snack or like on the go thing, maybe with breakfast. It's gonna be some pumpkin protein muffins, which I always get scared when I make like protein flavored things, just cause, or not protein flavored, but things with protein powder in them, because it's kind of an iffy experience. This one probably has like the most ingredients and things, so I'm gonna gather all of those baking things that we need, and then we can get started. Starting off with oat flour, I'm gonna leave the recipe, the girl that I got this recipe from, down below. I am tweaking just like a couple things, but for the most part, I'm using her recipe. So I'll leave it down below if you guys want just like something easy to save and read later on. But we have oat flour, Greek yogurt, which is where a lot of the protein is coming from, 2 eggs, salt. I'm just using pumpkin pie spice, but you could do like nutmeg, cinnamon, all those. I just got this one from Trader Joe's, so I thought that would be good to use. We have pumpkin puree, baking soda, baking powder, preferably vanilla protein powder, or I don't know if they make like a pumpkin protein powder or like a cinnamon type one would probably be better, but all I have is the Alani Nu munchies. This is very sweet, which I think will be good with this because I'm not really using, obviously, any sugar. So I feel like having a sweet protein will be good. And I didn't feel like buying another protein. I'm just going to use the one that I have. This was gifted to me, but I really like this. I think it tastes pretty good. It's just really sweet on its own. So I feel like adding it into these muffins, it'll be okay. And I don't even know what it's supposed to taste like. It's like all these cookies and pretzels and things combined, so I thought it kind of went with what we're doing. And then you need maple syrup. I'm just using the sugar-free one that I had. Her recipe calls for avocado oil. I didn't get that, I completely forgot to, so we're gonna use some vegetable oil. It's only like, I think, a tablespoon or something, so I'm okay using vegetable oil for that. But there's all the ingredients. It's actually not as many as I thought it was gonna be. And this is gonna make 12 muffins. So that is the perfect amount. I already have the muffin tin out. I should probably preheat the oven. Oh, I also need to grab up here, excuse the mess, but I need these little muffin tins, or these are cupcake liners, but I like using these for muffins. I got these on Amazon. I'll leave them linked down below and on my Amazon storefronts, but these are amazing. They kind of make whatever you make at home look more like high quality. You know what I mean? It just looks like it came from a cafe when you use these little tulip cupcake liners. So I'm definitely gonna use these today. First thing, so that way I don't forget, is preheating the oven to 350. There we go. Okay, this seems to be pretty self-explanatory. We just need to combine everything, whisk it together, and then add it to the tin. So we need to get some measuring cups out. I feel like I haven't baked in so long. All right, let's get started by cracking these eggs. Get those out of the way. Two eggs. We need 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the syrup. I'm trying to do like least messy to messy, but we need 2/3 of a cup. I'm kind of worried I might not even have enough. Okay, I have literally, wow, that's crazy. I have just enough syrup. 2/3 of a cup. It's kind of a lot. Okay, we need 1 cup of pumpkin puree. I always kind of find this to be a little disgusting, to be honest, but I do love pumpkin flavored things. Let's add that in. Last wet ingredient we need is 3/4 of a cup Greek yogurt. So I'm using this one. It's like a reduced fat Greek yogurt, but you can do whatever you please. You could probably do regular yogurt as well if that's what you're into. I am just kind of eyeballing this. I wish that the recipe that I was following was in grams, because that always makes life easier, but I'm gonna say this is about 3/4 of a cup. And now that we have all the wet ingredients, we can finally whisk all of this together. Make sure we get those eggs all whisked. Pretty orange color though, I will say. Now we need to add the flour and the protein powder. So for the protein powder, I'm actually surprised. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup, which I find to be like not that much. Like 1/2 cup is pretty small. So I don't know what I want to do. Let's see how many scoops 1/2 of a cup is. Like not even 2 scoops. I want to do like 3 scoops of protein powder, to be honest. Ooh, I just made such a big mess. That in first. And then we're gonna do like another, I guess like another 1/2 scoop. Okay, let's just do, we're gonna do 3 scoops. I know with baking you're not supposed to do this kind of stuff, but I want these to be higher protein, okay? Get all this protein somehow off of the counter. Okay, so since I did more protein powder, I'm gonna probably do a little bit less flour. The recipe calls for, oh gosh, I'm making a mess with this too. The recipe calls for 1 3/4 cup, but since I did more of that, I'm probably just gonna do 1.5 cups. So that'll be 3 1/2 cups of flour. I don't really know what makes it beneficial compared to regular flour. If you guys know, let me know. The batter is still a little bit orange because it looks so pretty. It actually like looks good and it smells good. Okay, I don't want to over mix. Now we just have to add in the baking powder, baking soda, salt, and pumpkin pie spice. Okay, we're gonna do 2 teaspoons, which this is a 2 teaspoon measure of the pumpkin pie spice. Probably doing a little bit more than 2 teaspoons, but that's fine. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, there we go. Then we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda, let's get it. Okay. And lastly, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, kosher salt. There we go. Okay, this was actually really easy. Let's whisk all of this. I really hope that these bake well. You could obviously add like chocolate chips if you wanted. Even like those Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips would be really good, I'm sure. It looks good. Okay, these pumpkin protein muffins are ready to go in the oven. I added a little bit more pumpkin pie spice on top, and it made the recipe that I did, even with the extra protein powder, it made the perfect amount, 12 muffins, which I think is great. I can give some to a couple friends, and if not, I can always freeze some as well, but I'm so excited. The batter actually smells so good, so I have really high hopes. It's just all kind of up to how they bake. Some of them I didn't really scoop the best, but I feel like a couple of these are gonna look really good once they're done. So they're gonna go in the oven for around 15 minutes at 350. I forget what time frame I told you guys. Actually, let me make sure I remember to shut the oven off. This is a problem that I always have. But I forget what time I told you guys they were going in for, but they were in there for probably about like 20-ish minutes, maybe a little less, like 19 minutes. I forget if I said like 15 at first, but they were definitely in there for just about 20, but they are all done. They don't really like look the exact same as a normal muffin on top because they're a little sunken in. They're not like super round on top like a muffin normally would be, but they smell really good. Okay, we're gonna do a taste test together because we have one muffin that just conveniently didn't fit on the tray. So I am gonna test this out. Oh, I probably should have sprayed the paper because they are sticking a little bit to the paper. That's okay. Let's give this little bite a taste. So they kind of have like, what's the texture like? I know some people hate this word, but it's really the only word I can think of. They're kind of like more moist, which I love because I feel like a lot of protein flavored things tend to be like very dry. I mean, I'm sure that it's also because they're still piping hot, but this is like really good. It doesn't taste like artificial protein. I approve of this for sure. I'm gonna eat this whole muffin in like 2 seconds. This is so good. It's like they taste healthy, but when you're eating it, you would never say like, oh, this is like a protein dessert, you know? Like you don't really taste the protein powder at all. They do taste healthy, but they don't taste like artificial protein healthy, if you know what I mean. Okay, so meal number 2 is gonna be my lunch. We're doing a fall pasta salad, and I think it's gonna be so good, but I'm gonna pair it with rotisserie chicken. I actually just bought one. I think it's still in the fridge, but I did just buy a rotisserie chicken. So I'm gonna first take all of the rotisserie chicken meats that I'm gonna use for the salad and put it in this big bowl right here, just to kind of get that out of the way. We're gonna put like everything in this bowl as we do it. I'm also just kind of thinking, actually, I should probably start by cutting up the produce because we're roasting the produce in the oven. So now that I'm thinking about it, that should probably go in the oven first because that's gonna need to cool down. So let's get started first on cutting up the produce, which is butternut squash and Brussels sprouts. It's a very different pasta salad for me, a different flavor profile probably than I'm used to, but I don't know, it just sounded so good. So I really hope I like it. It's a little different, you guys. It's very fall though, and I think it might be good. We have the water boiling for our pasta salad. I'm using a different pasta. I was wondering if any of you guys have tried this pasta before, Brahmi protein pasta. They had a couple different shapes. I feel like they had like a curly, kind of like a mac and cheese style pasta shape, and then they had this other one that I had never heard of before, and then fusilli, but I feel like fusilli is perfect for pasta salad, so that's why I went with this one. But if you guys have tried this out before, let me know if you liked it or not. The macros are kind of crazy. Like, it's pretty high in protein compared to like a regular pasta, or it's way higher in protein also than like, at least I think it's higher in protein than a regular protein pasta. Like the calories are better and stuff. I think it's better. I don't know. Now I'm like second guessing myself, but there is more fiber in this. I think that the macros are just a little bit better than like the Barilla protein pasta. I don't know. I saw 21 grams protein, 9 grams of fiber, and I jumped on this. So we're gonna do probably like a little over 4 servings. I made sure to salt my water, and now we're just waiting for it to boil, but it's on like a nice high heat. I feel like I don't make pasta ever, so I'm actually really excited for this meal prep. So it's the following day, that's why I looked a little bit different. It got dark out last night, and I hate filming in here when it gets dark. So we are finishing up the last couple of recipes, but I have YouTube ready to go on my iPad, and we are gonna start shredding all of the rotisserie chicken. Fair warning, I'm probably not gonna film much of this because I know my cats are gonna go insane when they smell the rotisserie chicken or just like hear the bag. Like, even just that crinkle of the bag is making them go buck wild. I'm going to shred up, let me roll my sleeves up here, and I'm going to shred up this entire rotisserie chicken the best that I can. It is cold, so it's a little bit harder to like work with. Yep, here's a cat on the counter. Typical. Hello, Coco. So yeah, let me just shred as much as I can right now. Just pray for me, y'all. Pray for me and my sanity. I'm like so comfy right now, it's crazy. The pasta is now cooled down and washed, as you guys saw. So I took out all the ingredients that we need besides the chicken for this recipe. Let me get the chicken. I put the cats upstairs in a room so that way I can do this in peace. But I realized I didn't go over like all the ingredients at once, so I thought we could do that very quickly. So we obviously have the shredded rotisserie chicken, which is our biggest protein source for this meal. And then we have our veggies, which I'm so excited about these. So I let them sit in the fridge overnight after I roasted them for probably around like 50 minutes. I forget what I told you guys yesterday. Whatever I said, that's what I did. This is Brussels sprouts and butternut squash. I think this is gonna be so good. We also have some pecan chips. I just bought a little bag because the big bags are so expensive, and I was like, I really don't need that much. But I don't know, just like a little crunch in the salad. We have 50% less sugar dried cranberries, so you could use like raisins too, but I thought cranberries sounded really good. And then I'm gonna do reduced fat feta cheese. Yum. Obviously the pasta that I'm gonna get in a second. And then we have balsamic vinegar as like the dressing. It's just gonna be like a really simple balsamic vinegar dressing, which I might open this right now because I just want to be ready to like add all the ingredients into the bowl, and then we'll be done. We can just put it into, let me show you guys actually. So I have 4 of these. How cute are these? I found them at HomeGoods, but they're the Tupperware brand. So just like classic Tupperware brand. And they're purple, and I thought that these would be like the perfect size for a protein pasta salad lunch. Like, I feel like this is good size, and I love the purple color, so we're gonna use these. I have 4 in total. Like I said, if I have any extra, I'll just put it in like an extra container that I have and have it for lunch today, you know? So if you see this over here, I'm also filming for TikTok. This is a full-time job, y'all. This is not something that comes easy to me. I feel like I am such a grandma because filming for YouTube and TikTok, oh my gosh, I just don't even know how people do this. It is kind of low-key a lot of work, so please excuse the fact that you can see the TikTok angle. I feel like I'm breaking the 4th wall right now. Okay, meal prep is officially done for this pasta salad. I tasted a little bit that was left in the bowl. Wow, is all I can say. Wow, this is incredible. The flavors are so different from what I normally do, but I am obsessed. Like, oh my gosh. All you need is a little bit of the balsamic vinegar. Like, you don't need like a, you know, high calorie dressing or anything because there's just so many flavors already in the pasta. Like, you really don't need anything crazy for a dressing. I am so obsessed. I'm excited to see how this, or I'm eager to see how this holds up over the next couple of days. I feel like 4 was a happy medium. Any more than that and it probably would have just been like not as good, you know, on the 5th day. I feel like 4 is a good time frame for meal preps. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge. This is a perfect lunch for work. If you need like a good high protein lunch idea that you can make a bunch of, this is what you should make for the fall. It is so good, y'all. Oh my gosh, I am so shook. Normally I don't really like to do like fruits with like salty things, you know, like how people put fruits in salads and stuff. It's never normally my thing, but the cranberries with the Brussels sprouts and the butternut squash, oh my gosh, this is so good. And the little bit of feta cheese that I added in, this is a treat. I am so excited to eat this every day. So let me put the lids on and pop these in the fridge. Also, yeah, like how cute do they look with the little lids? I'm gonna see if they sell these on Amazon and link them down below for you guys because I really like these. I kind of want to get a couple more colors. Okay, we are on to the final meal in this meal prep. Sorry if you hear my dad, he is outside doing some landscaping on my yard. So you might hear him mowing the lawn, weed whacking, all that stuff. But we are on to the final meal prep, which is gonna be a turkey, wait, no. It's gonna be a sweet potato chicken chili. The original recipe that I found online used ground turkey, but if you know, you know. I prefer ground chicken. It's cheaper, same amount of protein. I like the taste, so I'm gonna do ground chicken. Feel free to do ground turkey. You can do ground beef. You can do whatever you want. The beauty of chili is, I mean, I think people consider it a chili if there's beans in it. But other than that, like you really can just add whatever's in your fridge that you want to get rid of. And it typically goes, like any cans that you have, add it in. Any frozen veggies that you have, add it in. My cats are fighting right down there. And nobody has respect for me when I'm filming. But let's just get into this turkey chili. First thing I'm gonna do is cut up the yellow onion and we'll saute that for a little bit before we start cooking the meat. I love chili too because it's pretty easy. We're just gonna throw everything into the pot. The only thing is we do have to cut up the sweet potato, which is probably gonna be the most annoying part. But once we get through that, we're done. I feel like I should also just go over quickly the ingredients that I have laid out so far. Things might change. I also don't have the seasonings out, but other than that, let's go through it. We have 3 sweet potatoes. I might use 2. Depends on how big they are once I start cutting them. We're gonna use probably like a whole yellow onion because I love onion. I have 1 bag of sweet frozen corn. I had a jalapeno in my fridge and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use it. So we're gonna chop up the jalapeno probably with the onion and saute those first. We have petite diced tomatoes. This is plain tomato sauce with no salt added. We also have some black beans because those are my favorites, and a big old thing of chicken broth. And obviously we're gonna use the ground chicken as well. And for oil, I'm just using a spray oil, but you could use regular olive oil. You know the deal. Obviously for seasonings, we're gonna use probably like paprika, chili powder, whatever else I have in my seasoning cabinet over here, which it's always a mystery what's in stock and what's not, but we'll work with what we have and make something delicious. And then I have all the bowls here. I recently got these black bowls from Target. If I can link them down below, I will. They were really affordable. So I'm gonna use these to store our chili. But yeah, let's just get to chopping the onion and the jalapeno. Chopped, I'm gonna keep it on like an in-between medium to low heat for now, and I have a big pot here ready to go. The first thing I'm gonna do is spray some oil in. If you're using regular oil, obviously add probably about like a tablespoon. I feel like I never buy the regular oil anymore because the spray is nicer for me. I just find that when I use the spray, I use a lot less oil, and I have a pretty heavy hand, so that's why I prefer to do that. But we're gonna let the pot get a little hot. It's probably just about there at this point. And now we're gonna add in the onion. Sorry if you hear Coco. The onion and the jalapeno. My cats love to be chatty right when I hit record, you guys. And I did keep some of the seeds on the jalapeno because I want it to be a little extra spicy, but feel free to not add the seeds if you don't like spice. I'm gonna give this a good mix. And I'm gonna let it saute without the lid on for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna add the lid because it'll help just like soften up the onion. I don't know, I like my onion nice and soft in soups and chilies and stuff, so I definitely wanna make sure that I saute it down low and slow, take my time with it. Okay, while we wait for the onions and jalapeno to cook down, I'm gonna start by, what am I doing? Peeling these sweet potatoes, which is always really annoying, but we're gonna get all of this done and cut them up. I decided I'm just gonna do 2. I feel like if I did 3, this whole pot would be like way too full, and I only have 4 bowls. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't overflow too much more than just these bowls, but we're gonna have to see because I feel like there is a lot of ingredients in this chili. I'm just worried about making too much, but I guess if I make too much, I'm just gonna have to freeze it. Also, I touched my face after I cut the jalapenos, and my eye and my lips are burning right now. Like, burning so bad. I literally cannot feel my eye. I tried to like wash my hands, wash my face. It is still burning. It feels like I have the worst sunburn of my life. It's not gonna be anything too crazy. We have a bunch of black pepper. This is just to season the meat too. We're gonna season the actual chili later. We'll kind of like taste it as we go and see what it needs. Now I'm gonna do some kosher salt. You guys know I love me some smoked paprika. I could open up the hole and make this come out a lot quicker, but frankly, I don't feel like it, so we're just gonna hit this really hard and add in a ton of our paprika. The smoked paprika gives like the best flavor ever. I'm obsessed. Now we have a bunch of garlic powder. I wish I had onion powder, but I don't think I do right now. And I am gonna do just a little bit of chili powder for now. I'll probably add more, like I said, once we add the broth and everything, and we can kind of like taste test it as we go and see what it needs, but that should be good for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and break up the meat a bunch. And like I said, I want this to brown. So I'm probably gonna turn the heat up to like medium. Mix this all in, make sure the seasonings are all mixed in with the chicken. Onions look so good and they smell so good. This is gonna be my dinner for the next like 4 nights in a row, so I better be excited. Okay, upper angle. You can't really see me, but that's okay, you don't need to see me. The chicken is now all browned, so we're gonna turn the heat down to like medium-low again. I just wanna, you know, go on the safe side, do medium-low for now. This is how many ounces? This is 6 cups, it says, of chicken broth. Guys, anybody else have a problem with steam burning their hands when they cook? Whenever I cook like soups or anything that has like a lot of steam with it,
I burn my hands so bad and they will feel burnt for so long. Like the steam literally burns my poor little hands. So I'm trying to avoid that the best that I can. This is the less sodium version as well, which I highly recommend. It's better to add salt in because you can't really take away salt, obviously. So you want to start off with less. Less is more. Okay, we can turn up the heat here a little bit. We're gonna add in all of our sweet potato. This is gonna have to boil, so we're gonna want this soup, I keep calling it a soup, this chili to be simmering for a little while because I'm assuming sweet potatoes take a lot longer to boil than like a regular potato would. I don't know, we're gonna have to test this out. I've never done this before, but all the recipes online that were like a turkey chili had sweet potato in them, so I'm following the crowd. Add in the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes. The petite diced tomatoes. Ooh, wow. Okay, there we go. All of that is in. I honestly don't really know why I got tomato sauce. I do find this to be a little bit strange because I feel like normally I would use like tomato paste. I don't know what past Molly was thinking, but I'm gonna add like, I don't know, I think like half a can of this tomato sauce. You know what? I'm just gonna add the whole thing. This is so much soup. Chili, whatever the heck is going on here. Wow, this is so full. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. We need this to get to a nice like simmer slash, well, I think I'm gonna get it to a boil and then turn it to a simmer. You can probably tell I'm winging all of this right now. While I wait for this to get to a simmer, I'm gonna take the black beans and I'm gonna drain and rinse these. These are also low sodium. Thank God I had these in my pantry because I forgot to buy them and I would have been like having a crisis because people say that chili isn't chili if there's no beans in it. Is that true? You guys let me know. I feel like I need like 8 bowls to fill all of this up, but we are gonna try our best. I'm gonna try and get like mostly filling and then a little bit more of the broth at the end because I wanna get as much of that filling in there as possible. You just had to kind of simmer it for a while because you want the potatoes to get fork tender. So you kind of just have to like eyeball it and taste the potatoes as you go. So that was 1 bowl, and I feel like it didn't even put a dent in how much is in here. This is gonna be a very filling dinner though, that's for sure. 2 heaping spoonfuls of all of the filling, and then like 1.5 spoonfuls, ladles full of the broth. Made exactly 4, which is good because I did 2 sweet potatoes, so think about it, it's like half a sweet potato per serving, and then I did 1 package of ground chicken, which equals out to 4 servings. So I did want to mention really quickly when I go to eat these what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna add in a scoop of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, that's kind of gonna be like a sour cream. We're gonna do like 1/4 of an avocado and some cheddar cheese, just like a little sprinkle on top to give it that like real chili feeling. Imagine this with like some cornbread. It sounds so good, but we're trying to be healthy, so we're gonna stick to like Greek yogurt, avocado, and a little bit of cheese. But this was so easy. Really easy meal. You guys know one of my biggest qualifiers for a meal is if it doesn't dirty up a bunch of dishes. And this one is winning in that category because the only thing that it really dirtied up was the pot that we used to cook it in, a cutting board, a knife, and a couple utensils. So I think that's pretty good. And we are officially done with meal prepping for the week.
So I actually just finished editing this video and I forgot to film an outro. I forget to film one, I swear, like every single video, but I wanted to pop in and say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this meal prep video. Everything was so good, so fall. I know for sure I'm definitely gonna be making that pasta salad again because it was delicious. I don't want to keep it too long. The video is already long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm about to go on a nice long afternoon walk, get my steps in, try and get 10K steps a day. I definitely need to film like a fitness vlog soon to give you guys all the updates on everything that I've been doing because I feel so good every day and I'm so proud of myself for really sticking with my health journey for once in my life. But let me not talk too much for this outro. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you in my next video very soon.